Hey, okay, next video. Alright, I want to do something. I'm in about less than after I finish this video, I'm going to call a friend of mine who is a great guy. I trust him and everything like that because I knew him from high school. He was a mentor to me. And so, but I ran into him the other day. I was going to Barnes and Nobles. And we ran into, he pulls up in a Jaguar, and it's a nice one. And but I knew that he was doing a lot of promotion and stuff like that. He was in the music video business, but it was kind of dangerous, so he got out of it. Somebody had shot up the car that he was in, and so now he's doing stuff, and I think he has a business on Main Street. And I had an appointment with him at 10 o'clock. But the gist of the appointment is that, you know, he talked about a lot of things and investing and things like that. And he also gave me a few resources, some very private resources into the movie business. And I'm excited about it, and I was very excited about it. But I have an advisor, a friend that I talk to a lot, to give me information. And so I was joking about phone sex. It's not real phone sex. But we get, I talk to this person, she gives me a lot of information. She used to have a business degree. And it's just good to bounce things off of somebody else. I mean, everybody should have somebody as a personal confidant that they can really discuss things that they can't discuss with anybody else. But I mean somebody good, not somebody like Amber Rose. Like Kanye, he just paid like millions of dollars to Amber Rose not to write something. And I think he should pay her money, you know, because you know, she could be really famous and make some money, you know, off of writing a book about it, you know, and getting in this business, you know. And so you know, but you know, she helped build it. She helped extend his career, you know, into a degree. So I think that she should get some money from him, regardless, because it's a friend, even if they broke up. Like, you was with me, I was making high dollars, your life is changing, let me help you. So again, you know, I vlogged once before. Mistresses should have mistresses. I mean, mistresses should have rights. You know, you should compensate mistresses. I know I'm all the way off the course, but I'll get back on. So, you know, if you're going to give tax breaks to all these other lesbian, gay, transsexuals, and all of this other stuff, then you need to also include asexuals, metrosexuals, and celibates. So we should have rights and marital rights for people who are, you know, celibate or asexual, or you know, masturbation is a form of sex, you know, right? Just as much a form of sex as homosexuality. Just because you're doing it by yourself, you're still loving yourself, right? So you should get a tax break. All right, I've done it. All right, enough of that. My point was, and I'm discussing this with my friends, jibber jabber, chatter mouth, right? My friend is going to help, was going to, you know, help me get this LLC. And I started studying several years. I could not model a character. And everybody knows my first character model was here in Buffalo. Maybe not my very first, but the one that even looked like a character. You know, so I know artists. I have some artist friends that follow, that are with me or subscribers to me, and they know. They're also on my Facebook, and they know I talk about it all the time, and I hope it's encouragement to them. You know, but literally, I could not do any of that stuff, and I came here and I started working and studying and stuff like that. And now, of course, I had artistic talent. But and that makes a big difference. But I literally can do it now. But also studying, and I bought equipment I could never even think of. Well, actually, I could afford some equipment when I was in New York, but you know, it was a long haul. It was difficult, you know. And so now the question is coming is, should I, you know, I have a DBA, and but I don't use it too much because I basically had just been studying, you know. So now I'm looking into, this guy suggested that, well, you know what, you should, you should become LLC. And so it protects you in case somebody sues you. That I'm not, or something goes wrong. And that I'm not so worried about because I have a team of people I work with. So if I'm down, they cover my back. They watch my ass. So that I'm not really worried about. There are certain situations when I have to do projects completely by myself and it all runs on me, which is very difficult. But even then, I got God help and it helps me get through. I've had several victories where it was just me and the Lord, 4 a.m. in the morning, so, and I would have made it without him. So, as far as being concerned about worrying about whether I'm going to make it or if I get failed or sued, I'm not doing business on that level yet. And then it's kind of a defeatist attitude to me. It's like every project I have to be concerned about whether am I going to make it or not. So and I'm not doing the amount of business to, one of my biggest concerns is I would like to get money or procure money or find investors and stuff like that. And so I don't feel like I should pay in order to get investors. It's like the model photograph thing. If somebody believes in you enough and they believe they're going to make product, why would they charge you? They would just say, when you make the money, give me the money. They're not going to say, here's some money so I can give you some money so you can go make some money so I can get some money. That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. So I got to call him and let him know that, and also I have a thing as like, I put my money I invest it, when I invest money, I invest it into things that have a tangible return. I have to be thrifty like that. I have to have long-term and short-term. So I have to get some return. What is my return from this? Can you guarantee me that? And also, I don't know if I particularly want an investor. It's not that I want to own everything lock, stock, and barrel. It's just that, the influence or to divide things up, and then all that stuff has to be litigated or legitimized. It has to be legalized and all that stuff. And then and that's the sure way to get sued, is by somebody who once they give you money, then if it doesn't hit the projections, then they'll sue you. So I don't particularly, if I fail on that, then it's just my failure, but I'll still have the work done, and then that way I haven't failed, because that's the goal. So, I could also spend time going out and getting more businesses where I'm getting, more money, a certain amount of more money and stuff like that, and I can stack the money up so I can then do the project. But that's, what is that going to take? Another 6 months, another year? I want to start my movie and my film right now, and I'm only waiting to get done with this project that I'm working on. So, and anything to lead me away from that is not a good plan for me. So these are my concerns. So I wanted to weigh that in, and I really think as artists and other artists that are trying to make it in this field and are trying to do some things, that are doing things or want to do things or have the desire to do things or have to consider these things, that these are things that people should talk about. One thing that I did enjoy with talking and having this impromptu meeting outside of Starbucks, Barnes and Nobles, with this good friend of mine, or this guy, I knew my previous mentor from high school. And so he's done really well. But one thing I did is like the business sense as opposed to the artistic sense. Like, there's so many things that we attribute to that are artistic concerns that are not business concerns. And so to get out of the thinking of business, of artists into business was a real good thing. I don't feel, one thing he mentioned is about branding, and so I don't feel like I should my YouTube site, it is what it is right now, and so I'm not going to try to rebrand it. I'm not going to try to, you have to take me as I is, like it or leave it. It was something, am I worried about some of the things, some of the things, like somebody says, you don't want to step over. I heard Lil Jon say this on television, and I believe it's right for the kind of business that he's in. He says, well, you don't want anybody, or you don't want to step on anybody's toes. So to me, that's a real, I'm not going to say it's mealy, but if you're not willing to suffer the consequences for what you truly believe in, then you don't really believe in it, but I understand making money. Like if, we know, like, and I mentioned Kanye West, you say the wrong thing, you step on the wrong person's toes, your career is shot. When you have other business and things banking on you, you can't afford to do that. You have other liabilities, you're a liability. You're a manufactured marketed machine and you cannot just say anything you feel like saying or do anything you want, because you have other stockholders that have stock in you and that you have to provide for. And so you can't just say anything you feel like. Your concern is for that. So in that way, I understand that. But, personally, people have threatened me and said, well, you know what? You spoke against what the gay or homosexual agenda. You spoke against that. So we're not going to support you anymore. That's, if I was going to give you business, I would never give you business now. I'm like, you never gave me business in the first place. You're not my help. You're not helping me. So what you are saying, your threat is idle and it's meaningless and it means nothing. It's airless. It's just air. It's silent. So unless you putting some motion in my pocket, money, you're saying nothing. So I don't care what you think. Plain and simple. I don't care. It's meaningless and it won't help me. You're not my help. So don't even make idle threats as if you are. You don't deserve that credit. My help is the Lord. Anything I got it because of Him. You cannot claim. I'm not beholding to you. If anything, you'll be coming to me asking me to bless you. So you don't need to be watchful what you say to me. God bless you all. I love you all. Anyway, I gotta have this meeting. I am gonna cancel. Anyway, I have some short-term, immediate goals that I have to meet, and then I can immediately start working on my long-term goals. And if I invest in something, if there's not a return on it, I cannot do it because I'm not in a position to do that. So I do have to cancel. And plus, my clients, they want work. I got people who've got to get stuff done. I got to do that first. Even my whole love life is on hold. I don't even have a love life. I don't even care for one either. You want to be a friend, you want to add to my life, then then you do that, but don't blame me for stuff, anybody who's gonna, this is the real deal. So if you want to play games, you gotta find it's not gonna fly. You can play it, and I can enjoy watching it, but it's not gonna work. God bless you. Love you all. Bye.